Hello everyone, my name is Draconicrose and welcome back to another episode of A Vintage Story. Last we left off, we were trying to get ourselves some copper properly smelted, and for that we did start by making some charcoal, which is still processing. So while that is processing, we should be getting other stuff prepared. Before I do anything else, I do want to show you a trick I learned recently, which is when you open a basket, right, you right click it, you can right click another basket to open them together. And this way you can easily swap things between the baskets and, well, do your thing. Okay, but for now, we are going to get ourselves some protection. As you remember from last time, I did have issues with drifters at night, and there should still be one around somewhere. And because of that, I do want to create myself a little protected place. Okay, so let's start digging up some low fertility soil here. We are going to make a little mud hut thingy. Mostly at 2 high, I think. There goes our tool rack, that's fine. We don't mind that. All we really want is all of this delicious dirt. Okay, our shovel is gone, which more than good enough. We have 24 barren soil. So let's make a 4. That'd be enough, yeah. 4 by 4. So 2, 3, 4. And fill it in. Come on. There we go. And once more. For some reason today blocks are being stubborn to set down. Having trouble placing. Okay, we are going to need more dirt, definitely. Which, of course, as usual, means getting out our flint and making a new shovel. So 2 of that, 1 of this. As usual, we get to nap it. Nap, 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 nap. Don't know why the game feels a little heavy today. Might be because there's been an update. It's now version 169. I had to think there for a bit. Which is supposed to have improvements, but either I'm misremembering the performance I had before, or those improvements aren't working for me. Okay, getting ourselves some more soil here. Shouldn't take us too long. Shouldn't actually take even a full day. And we have to wait for the charcoal at any rate. Yep, it actually seems to have stopped smoking. Ah, it only seemed. The perils of low graphics. As usual, you can help with that by checking out the fundraiser I am currently doing, and the link will be in the description. Okay, so I want like this little steppy place here and here. There we go, that's more than enough for us to be able to jump up and down. but that alone is not any kind of protection. So one or two. I think two might be better. So two away from our little hill. I want to start digging a pit. So that one, and well, this one will be closer because there's no well, I could put the step down here. Rude. Okay, so 1, 2, and we are definitely gonna need that pickaxe to finish this. But here we go, this is the start of our pit over on this side. Very good. And now the charcoal is done. As you can see, it stopped smoking, which means we now have a few layers of charcoal hidden down there that we can dig up. Charcoal is extremely useful for when you have inventory space. Let's just temporarily put this here and maybe eat the fruit. There we go. Now we can grab our charcoal. Like I said, charcoal, very useful. It's the only way you can melt copper. Get everything hot enough to melt the copper. And with the molten copper, you already know we can make our new tools. Okay, perfect. So let's get back to our fire pit. Grab all of these. And this oil lamp can go right there. But here we go, fire pit. And let's put in some charcoal. And yes, you can use the trick to get to your bus contents. To move the windows, you have to get here and select movable. So that way we can do this. Not entirely sure that will get us hot enough. So let's put in 2 more. And then we'll see. Okay. First things first, we're gonna do the pickaxe. We might want to get a shovel since we're going to be digging these up. Okay, so 1, 2 starts here. I'm gonna have to do something about the water. That's okay. And over on this side, put a thingy to go down on that side. Come on. There we go. And 1, 2. And we start here. Alright. At this point we can start connecting them. Our shovel broke again. I don't think it's much faster than the fist, to be honest, so I'm just gonna not. I should use that knife to get the grass, since we kinda do have inventory to save those from our baskets, and we can get even more from the reeds. That'll be fine. Okie dokie. Now let's check on our pit. Not our pit, our fire pit, so yes, technically a pit. And we have enough molten copper for 1 tool. And our 1 tool is going to be our pickaxe. So there we go, our crucible is now again cold. I used perhaps 1 too many charcoal, but that's okay. No room here. I can take this with me. Put that in there. Yeah. We are going to want more flax soon. That is a given. Now this is gonna cool down, and while it cools down we can do some work. Alright, I am back, and I have done some tiny little work on the pit and slept 5 hours. We should be at either the very middle or the tail end of the night. But our pickaxe has cooled down, which means we can get it from the mold. However, at this stage it's basically useless. But all we need is 1 stick, and opening our crafting grid, there we go, 1 copper pickaxe. And this is what is going to allow us to get much more copper. Now I'm going to sleep through the rest of the night, and I'll be back in the morning. Alright, I'm back. It's not quite morning, but the sky is already turning to light in the horizon, so we are pretty good. So this spot was pretty safe during the night, even though it's technically not safe yet, but it serves its function properly. I moved my torch up here so that I could see better, and I'm going to move this lamp so that it can come over here. There we go. So that way I have 1 lamp on each side illuminating the place. Okay, so what do we want to do now? Well, we have a copper pickaxe and not any other tool, so we definitely need more tools. So it's again a copper hunting day, but in this case we are finally going to try and find a way into this cave. Yeah. Except you may notice that cave is pretty deep. I'm gonna stand back here. Remember, kids, never dig straight down. Minecraft taught you that, and it should have taught you well. Okay, so we find our first obstacle, a little bit of granite rock, which our pickaxe, boom, there it goes. Okay, that is clearly not the path down, as we can still see that we're on open air. Let's try this way. Okay, seems promising. We can actually destroy this rock and that one. Very good. Now let's take a look inside here before we continue. Let me just take this rock off. Okie dokie. Perfect. Hey, Jesus. Okay. Press Control, not Shift in this game. Oh, Jesus. Not you, me. I changed my key bindings. But there we go. I think that is copper? No, that's iron. Wait. Requires bronze. Yes, okay. So definitely out of our league then. But we want copper. I wonder if there's any. And I also wonder, there's an easier way out of this cave that I could take advantage of. Okay, this seems like a good place to exit. Like, we just come up here and destroy some dirt. Yep, perfect. And there we go. Good enough. We have our exit spot. I'm not entirely sure how we'll find it again, but well, let's hope my sense of direction is good enough. And let's try and find some copper now. We have to get down, or I see you. I see you, Drifter. Drifters during the day try and find a dark place. So they retreat to the caverns, which this place is. Out. Please do not hit me. You are a painful one. These guys are also the reason why we want more copper. We need sword. Where did you come from, asshole? I really can't do anything. I'm backed into a corner here. Let's just hope my spear holds on and I can... There we go. Okay, he's dead. And this is granite and flint. So let's go back up. See, what else do we have? We have a way over here. Ooh, ruins. Nice. But we have a way up here as well. Oh, that's right near our... Okay. So these caverns are connected. What I am not seeing is any surface copper. That is a bit of bad news. I see another drifter and I do not like that. Yeah. Let's come into the light. Gonna follow us? Doesn't seem so. Anyway, those caves, bit of a bust, at least until we have a sword. Because those drifters, they're really, really hard. Okay, so our next attempt is going to be finding copper in these mountains. All those copper bits we find on the floor, they mean that there's surface copper nearby. And if I remember correctly, we found a bunch of that up here, didn't we? There's a sheep, goat thing, goat sheep, shoat. Okay, so I think we found some over here, but I'm obviously not gonna dig all of this up in hopes of finding more. I'm just going to look around and see if I can find a deposit. So I'll see you when I find some copper. Alright, so not very far from when I said I would see you, but I did find these copper bits. And since copper bits mean that there's surface copper nearby, I'm going to nip over here just to take a look. See if there's anything. No. And I'm going to ignore the cave that will be in our sight as soon as I crest this hill. That cave. No copper there. I was already looking into it. Instead, I am going to start digging here and see what we can find. Okay, we have stone. That's a good sign. Looks like digging with clay is not really very appropriate. Is dry grass better to dig? Oh dear. We are full on dirt. That will be useful when we're expanding our little hill. Let's see then. Okay, doesn't seem that there's anything on the first immediate level. Does this go down further? Yes, it does. Okay, so we'll take these. Take these off. And use a mining method that you rarely see used in these games, which is called the quarry. Actually, you definitely see it in Minecraft, but they're usually automated. So quarrying is when you open an area and you just kind of dig down. Alright, you get the gist. I'm going to keep doing this layer by layer until I find some copper. I'll see you in a bit. Welcome back. Look at this. Not even another layer down from where I left you. A whole bunch of surface copper. So yes, if you start finding ore bits at the surface, dig down, you'll eventually find the copper. So we are going to grab these, and it should be far more than enough to get us going. Oh, look at that. This might be a big vein. should be important enough to get us going with our tools. So I'm going to grab all this and I'll go back home and I'll meet you there. Alright, here I am back home and in the dark. Yeah, so got 45 copper chunks, but we are only going to melt them 4 at a time for the 100 units of copper that it creates. Let me see, where are... Hello? Basket? Yes, thank you. You open the other one? Yes. Alright. So... 1, 2, 3 should be enough to get that rocking at least. I don't know why I closed that, I'm going to need it again. This one, and... It's a little finicky, let's put it that way. Okay, so you have more clay in there, which is going to be useful. We have soybeans, which aren't. Yeah. Okay. And nothing really that we can easily store. So while that heats up, I want to make another tool mold, this one for the shovel. So anvil, bowl, another crucible, flower pots, hammer, hoe. Where is the... oh, there it is. The shovel. Okay, because we are definitely going to need a shovel after we get our sword done. Is it? There we go. For some reason it was being stubborn and not putting down the clay. Now, another problem with doing things this way, trying to conserve charcoal, is that, well, I'm kind of worried that it'll start cooling up while I'm doing this, so let me just keep an eye on it. Okay, no, it didn't cool up, which is great. So let's undo that, this, and put it on the sword mold. Yep, sword mold is completely full. We'll put the crucible back in. Just one of these to keep it lit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And open that basket to get a charcoal going in. Well, 2 charcoal, okay? Trying to be efficient here. There's not that much charcoal that we have. Okay, so again, we sit, we pick the tool, and we nap, singing a little song. No, I'm not going to sing. Okay, keep going like this. This process is a lot more relaxing when you're not trying to be entertaining. Ah, right. I'll just press F instead of what I actually want to press. Yeah. Okay. Left, left. Right, right, right. Ignore that sound that I have in my phone. And that. Now, since we can't really have protection right now, because our thing is very climbable, yeah. We make a tower for ourselves. But there we go, that one is dead. Very good. Oh, He dropped something. Oh, it's flax fiber, which is actually pretty darn useful. So here's my crucible. I'm going to use that heat to get that going. Good damn it. I do not like nights because of this. Is it coming? There I go, pressing shift instead of getting... Ow! As you can see, that bit needs to be done properly. And we need a sword. Do I actually want to toss that? Probably not. Okay. But the idea with the pit is the same as with this noob tower. You go up too high and the drifters can't get to you. Whether you can get to them or not, that's a different story. Okay, let's see. Where's the moon? Don't see the moon. Usually not a good sign. That's how I usually tell where the time is at. Ah, there it is. Okay, so we are at the tail end of the night, so I should be able to quickly and discreetly sleep and make they come. There we go, daytime. There's a drifter, he should drift. Yep. And here's our crucible, which still contains molten metal. But we did get our sword out. Why are you coming at me? You're supposed to be running away. What? Oh, my thingy broke. There we go. Is that one really gonna drift away, or is it gonna come charging back? Well, either way, I need to eat these soybeans. Because I'm starving. And I need a stick. So, stick, sword blade, and that gives us a copper sword. So now we have better protection against the drifters. Alrighty. This didn't get done, so I'm gonna see if it will. What else? Well, I think for what's left of this episode, which isn't really anything, I'm just going to move my bed up here to my grassy plateau. There we go. Going to remove this and see if we can at least get the tool mold gone. Nah. So that will be it for this episode. I am going to work on this bit between episodes and try and get stuff moved up there so that I can show you how our security will work. But until then, don't forget to check out my Patreon, and remember, here there be dragons. Thank you so much to my patrons for making this channel possible. Click the Patreon logo to become one of these fine folk, and if you enjoyed the video, here are some more YouTube things you would like. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time.